There are only two genders. Man-sized leather rocker recliner and ladies small recliner.
Hey, Diego.
Uh-huh.
This living room chair says one rocker erasure.
That's what the EA stands for. Erasure. Just penguin. It's just there. It's just
Oh my.
penguin. Don't you oh me oh my the thing that I oh me oh my.
Someone has to be you if you're being me.
Oh my. Oh
me.
Oh me oh my.
Oh me. Oh my.
Oh me.
Oh B.
Oh my. Oh no.
B?
Very spooky Halloween.
No. That pumpkin's not supposed to be there.
What? Are you saying that because it is fall?
Stop.
Oh, let me get a good grip on it.
Then you're a real Santa Claus.
So Jeffrey and I were there taking care of Alex because everyone was taking care of Alex because Alex
he was dying.
Sick.
He had 4 diseases.
He was dying of bronchitis and strep throat. So he was dying, and people were taking turns to go make sure he was like not dead.
Yeah.
His door locked on it like automatically behind him.
It was just set to do that.
He was sick. Sick people don't always remember their keys when they leave the room. So we went to go visit, and he actually ended up getting locked out. With his window, he's on the first floor,
Yeah. Right,
and his window was all janky and borked, right?
Uh-huh.
So we had to go around, remove the screen from the outside,
Uh-huh.
climb in through the window, and open the door,
Yeah.
and then put the screen back without getting in trouble for breaking into the room, even though it was his room.
The mic is broken. This is fun. This is funny. I am amused.
So, I was at, I believe it was Thanksgiving, and my cousin said to the table, "Hey, is anyone else going to Dashcon?" This was 2014. Was it really?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the summer before my freshman year. And my sister and I looked at each other and we were like, that sounds interesting. Maybe we should look into the cost. And we decided, actually, as a family unit, that it was cheap enough for us to stay in that hotel. I think it was a Hilton in Schaumburg, Illinois, and go to Dashcon for the weekend and just have a nice weekend. There was an IKEA right down the road, so my mom was gonna have fun shopping for knickknacks, and we were going to go to the con. The first day, I dressed up, I believe it was as you're right, I was Sherlock first, and the TARDIS second. I was Benedict at and we do arrive, and there's this huge like hall. I mean, like it's like a hall. It's a great big conference.
It was like a hangar.
It was like a hangar, and there's just tape on the floor. And I remember that so clearly. There was tape on the floor, and the tape just said Dashcon. That there was like an arrow, and they were obviously expecting like literal like crowds of people because they had taped off a zigzag, like a
For a line, for a
yeah,
queue.
for a queue, right? And we just walked like half a mile down this like huge
Zigzag.
convention center, just straight through the zigzag. There was like nobody there. There were like 5 people in line to get the wristband. and then they kind of were like, go have fun. And I was actually expecting them to like open a door. This sounds ridiculous now, but I was expecting them to open the door into the con, and then on the other side of that door, where there would be like 1,000 people, right? But they were like, no, go have fun, and we were like, where's
fun?
The stuff? Because we've been to a couple of like local Ohio con, like we went to Ohio Con, we've gone to Ohio Comic Con before, like Columbus cons, and we were expecting, you know, booths and the market hall and like stuff like that. Kind of like none of that. I do very distinctly remember walking past the ball pit.
You didn't go in?
I did not go in. This was on Friday, by the way, so I did not go into the ball pit at any time when there was pee involved anywhere. I did not go in the ball pit ever. I remember just very clearly, like walking past it, stopping for a second, seeing that was the ball pit, going, and like just continuing to walk, because I actually thought, and I don't know if you like. Will get this at this point, but when I was a young warthog, I thought it was satire. I thought that the reason the ball pit was that small was just pure satire. I thought it was for comedic effect. I didn't think.
Oh, what a sweeter, more innocent time.
I didn't think it was due to lack of funds. I just thought it was pure 100% satire. Next, like, afternoon was supposed to be Welcome to Night Vale. We spent that whole night, that whole, like, afternoon night of the Friday, doing essentially nothing, wandering around. We found the computer room that had, like, one computer in it, like, literally one computer in it, and there was supposed to be, like, 1,000, 2,000 people there, and we were all just very confused. So we were just kind of like, what's going on? I was also reading House of Leaves.
Sorry, this is a time that I was not as in the culture. Is this like a known book?
Yeah.
What is this?
So House of Leaves is this like postmodern horror novel where everything, like, there's, you know, scads of footnotes and everything reads back into itself.
Yeah.
So it's like, see page 47, and then you have to go and read an entire like narrative on page 47. Then you kind of go back to like, so it's a horror novel, like the horror of like architecture and infinite space.
Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
So it worked really, really well. I sat and read essentially. I didn't go to like all of the terrible panels. There was one that was just like LGBTQIA plus, and then it was like, and then afterwards it was like porn, and I was like, no, right? And it was like yes, no, and there was just like, you know what was really the worst that I remember this so clearly.
Oh boy, lay it on me.
In the elevators, they had a screen, and on the screen, every time you walked into an elevator, on the screen it would show which panels were happening at convention. And for a normal convention, this would have worked really well. Like, if it was a dentist's convention, it would be like enamel in this room, you know, and braces in this one. No. It was like furries and Homestuck and what's that about? You know, like, it was like really bad panels, and it was just I hadn't left the building in hours and hours and hours, right? So we wake up the next morning, the like market hall, I guess, like the vendors hall, that was actually really good. They had a lot of really good vendors Saturday morning, and that is the operative word there. Saturday morning, the vendors were great. I go in, I get all the merch that I wanted. Like, I got posters, like lots and lots of posters. It's great. I got a t-shirt, great. Not a Dashcon t-shirt, by the way. I still have my little silky chicken because they give you badges, and I still have my little silky chicken badge. It has a silky chicken.
It's like your Purple Heart.
Yeah, no. You survived and you get this badge.
Yeah. So we go and we sit down to see Welcome to Night Vale. We sat there for 2.5, maybe 3 hours. Sarah was so incredibly excited to see them. She had just recently gotten into them.
Yeah.
She was obsessed with them.
This was like peak.
Yeah, it was peak Welcome to Night Vale. They had a contract with Welcome to Night Vale, but upon completion of that contract, they were supposed to pay them, and they never paid them. And so Welcome to Night Vale just was like, they were there in the hotel, and they were like, we're not going on because you haven't paid us.
Got it.
And it was very dramatic. There was a woman who came out, and she said kind of like almost verbatim, like it was something like, everyone, I have some news. Welcome to Night Vale isn't coming. And my sister just screamed. I mean, it was like, no! And then she said, all right, everyone, just take a deep breath. And my sister was still like, no, what? No! This isn't what this was supposed to be! And I knew something was up. I was like, this is some bullshit. This is some bullshit, right? I was like, no, what's going on here? This is really sketch, right? It got to be 4 or 5 hours later, like 7 o'clock at night, right? Something came over the, intercom, the whole hotel, that was like, and this was actually kind of scary. Like, I didn't think this was fun at all. Somebody was like, everybody needs to go into this particular ballroom right now. Dashcon is in danger or something. And my sister was like, we gotta go! And I was like, Sarah, oh my god, this is gonna end in tears. I can just tell right now. And we went down and we went into the ballroom and they announced that they needed $17,000. And that was the moment where I was like, I promise you, this actually happened. I was really pissed off. I was like, fuck that. Fuck that. 17, no. And I walked straight, my sister tried to stop me, and I walked straight out of that ballroom, and somebody was standing right as they were still talking about how they needed $17,000, and somebody stood in front of me at the door to the ballroom to leave, and they were like, you can't leave. And I was like, excuse me? I can't leave? What do you mean I can't leave? What do you mean? No. Excuse me, sir. You can't leave. And then I bowled right through him, and I was like, fuck this. Like, I was pissed. There was a cop there, like standing there, and there was a group of people. I walked up onto the second floor, and there was a cop there, and 20 people standing around him, essentially asking him, is this legal? And he kept saying, yes, this is legal, because they're not keeping people in the ballroom. If they had kept people in the ballroom, it would be extortion. And I was like, excuse me, I have an anecdote to share with you. Somebody just tried to stop me from leaving the ballroom, right? And he was like, well, you left, didn't you? And I was like, there is no justice in the world. I was really pissed. And I was just like, this is borderline extortion. This has got to be illegal. This seems wrong. And I was like, no. I even kind of was a little bit pissy with the cop. I gotta be honest. I was like, I was really mad, because essentially there were kids. There were kids there, kids, vulnerable people there being extorted for money. And I walked downstairs, and by the time I got back to my sister, she had donated $100. She put it in cash right into the bag. They had taken her $100 for her, and then afterwards, after they had raised the $17,000, they had promised everybody they were going to give the money back, and they never sent Sarah a single dime. She put her name in the Google Doc and everything, and they never sent her a single dime. And by that point, everyone just scattered. That night, half of the people who were there, which was probably about 500, half of them went home. There was one party that was still kind of left. It was this, it was supposed to be an EDM party or something, and Dave Jones was the only semi-famous person that we saw the whole time. He actually was there, and he was comforting people, because he was like, this is really screwed up. They're not going to pay me. I know they're not going to pay me, but I'm here, so I'm going to comfort these poor little, essentially kids, which was really, really kind of him. And I was actually just really, I was really happy that, somebody kind of stayed. Not that, they should have, because Welcome to Night Vale, they should have walked. I'm glad they did, because that also is extortion. That's illegal. That Sunday, everyone was gone. I mean, by the morning, everyone was gone. There was supposed to be a full another day of convention.
Celebration of wrapping up.
Yeah, exactly. And there was supposed to be a full another day of the vendors hall, and everybody was just gone. There was nobody in there, just nobody. And I told my mom what happened, and I told them, my parents, that my sister had donated $100 and then took me out to pancakes.
That's what happened.
And I'm sitting at this pancake house that's 5 minutes away from the Hilton, or whatever that hotel was. I think it was the Hilton in Schaumburg, Illinois. I'm sitting there, and they bring out my Nutella pancakes, and I burst into tears because I was finally released from the hell that was those 3 days. Because remember, I hadn't left the building for 3 days straight, and it was really stressful. It was really stressful.
In the death zone.
I didn't realize how stressed I was until somebody put a stack of like 5 Nutella pancakes in front of me. And then the rest of the day we went to IKEA and then we drove home. And
quick question, what was it like going from reading that architecture hell book to being in architecture hell to being in IKEA?
Oh my god, it's just such a great book. And honestly, that was the best part of the weekend, was that book. And no, it definitely, it reverberated. Like, it really did. The huge halls, convention halls with like 2 people in them, it just felt very House of Leaves. And then IKEA, of course, is also quite like that. Only there's more people. I realized halfway through that half of the attendees were very disillusioned and very pissed off, and the other half were just kind of like, tra la 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 la, I have $100, I'm gonna give it like to Dashcon. The group as a hive mind was singing We Are the Champions. They've started playing the music like over a speaker because they were trying to pump people up essentially to take money from them. So
wait, let me set up the scene.
Yeah.
It is an empty, it is a ballroom.
Yeah, it's a ballroom.
Yeah.
Probably underfilled. Everyone.
Yeah, I mean the ballroom was about the same size as the crowd, but yeah, there were just people like sitting in the corners and stuff like that. It wasn't like really that. It wasn't wall.
While they're trying to like pep talk to give
there
money.
was a stage, and they were up on this stage, and there were no tables or anything, so it was just an empty room.
With a guy with a basket.
Yeah, it was like
saying,
a bag.
"Give us money while We Are the Champions" plays.
And they did the like Hunger Games thing. And then they did.
Holy shit!
Oh god! And then they did like Jesus! Just like every like.
Anything that they could to
Every like pop culture kind of like yes, like I think we're all in this together. Like I think that was a genuine thing that happened.
Part of the downfall of Super.
Yes, that is true. And I was the lock part of the Super Who Lock, literally standing there in cosplay. Which by the way, I dyed my hair black for Dashcon. Like, and it didn't come out until the next summer, and it was supposed to be temporary hair dye. Like I remember stalking out of there and being like, I'm gonna go call the fucking cops. And somebody was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? She was like, some girl in like a My Little Pony costume or something. She was like, she's gonna ruin Dashcon and she can call the cops. Like, your first guy.
Oh shit, you did it!
No,
All those children, they're getting it!
yeah, I know, I ruined Dashcon. I single-handedly ruined Dashcon.